Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry.
Hello and welcome to my channel. I definitely didn't just accidentally call Surus kid.
He did actually. It was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. In an endearing, I'll find out where you sleep kind of way.
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
So I was at a conference this past weekend.
How'd that go?
It was fun. That was BajaCon, which is in Sarnia, Ontario.
I heard a lot of people went to that and had a fun time.
Yeah, I was Casey and Godless Engineer were my sit in the audience buddies.
Okay.
But yeah, I got to meet a bunch of people that I have watched for years and have a lot of respect for, and have had varying levels of interaction with in the past, like Seth Andrews, Forrest Valkai. Yvette D'Entremont follows me on Twitter now. That was an exciting moment for me.
Nice.
And yeah, I guess John and Casey didn't know who she was. That's the Psy Babe. Oh yeah, Neil was there too. Neil, the 604 atheist. They didn't know who she was. Oh, Surus is muted apparently.
Yeah, weird. I was gonna say Neil's actually a really, really fun guy to be around.
God damn it. No, stop talking. You're muted.
I speak, talk, words. How obnoxious can I be?
Do. Talk now.
Fine, I'll talk now.
Okay.
I guess.
There's Surus.
I'm gonna say Neil. I like Neil a lot, actually. Fun fact: when I was a kid, one of the YouTubers I used to watch a lot of was a guy called Dubk Dad. He was a Yu-Gi-Oh YouTuber who specifically talked about budget decks, how to build stuff on very, very cheap, and then still go to a regional championship and perform well. Yu-Gi-Oh typically has like $600 per deck, and I was a kid with no income, so that was huge for me. Eventually, I found out that Dubk Dad was an atheist, so when I started making content,
Apparently you got uwu bombed yesterday.
I did.
So yeah, I've got some recordings to pull.
So I, as a kid, would like DM Dubk Dad and be like, "Hey, I have this deck I want to work on. Could I get some help with it?" The dude's like was like 40 years old at the time, but he still like gave his time to help people who were watching. And that meant a lot to me. Well, I found out that one of the members of his old competitive team was Neil. So when I became friends with Neil through, atheist YouTube stuff, and we added each other on Facebook, he was like, "Wait, you're friends with Darnell?" Like, yeah, I watched him when I was growing up playing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, I used to be his teammate going to competitive events." I'm like, this is a small fucking world. It's a very small world. But I'll take it.
Yeah. Godless Engineer says we both miss Canada. Please adopt us.
What's funny is my parents were actually in Niagara Falls this last weekend as well.
Oh, nice.
Everybody was in Canada except me.
Maybe we walked past them on the path because John and Casey came to Niagara Falls to visit for a bit as well. Fennec is saying, "Can we adopt me too?" Yeah, I feel like if Trump wins, then I will suddenly have a lot more children through adoption.
You already called me kid once.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a fun conference. Lots of fun presentations. And yeah, I got a video out of it responding to what's his face? Cameron.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rosina says, "First Vice Round will stop being a VTuber and now my Surus. What's up? It's doing wonders for VR/Surus BL fantasies." What was I saying before that? I don't remember. Something about the conference. You distracted me, Rosina. ADHD!
It's all ADHD's fault. Not you can't take any personal accountability for that.
Yeah. No, if Trump wins, nope, John, I'm not reading that until I'm done my thought. If Trump wins, you have so many Canadian friends we can ask about being neighbors. No, that's not what it started with that, but it went somewhere else. It was going somewhere else. Oh yeah, the Cameron video. So Cameron put out a video responding to, or like transvestigating Emain Khalif, where he like asked ChatGPT about what gametes she makes, and was
That's
like
really weird.
looking at pictures of her being like, look at the muscle, that's clearly manly muscle, and just gross shit like that. And so I did a response video that was just like, I went around to all the speakers and I bothered them all weekend being like, hey, can I just get a clip of you saying that's none of your goddamn business, or something along those lines? Second person I actually got was Dr. Josh. And if you know Dr. Josh, he's like the kindest, gentlest person. He's so polite and kind and nice and considerate and everything. And that's how he is in reality. And so like I'm spending the weekend with him and, you know, talking or whatever. Like we went out to lunch with me, Casey, John, and Josh. And so that's when I gave him the microphone. I'm like, hey, can I just get you to say that's none of your business or whatever? And this is what you're responding to. And he just like looks directly into the camera and with like venom in his voice, just like, that's none of your fucking business.
That's none of your fucking business.
I've never heard like, Josh with venom in his voice.
Casey and I, John, Casey and I, were all just sitting there like our jaws hit the floor and we're like, who is this person? What?
Jeez.
And John says, just saying, we're making plans regardless.
Smacko on my end says that little cropped sign in on the top right corner is harming me on a spiritual level.
That's not on my stream, is it?
Nope, it's only on mine.
Okay.
I think.
I signed into Restream before this one.
Yeah, it's only on mine. It's only on my end. Sorry, Smacko. You could go over to Vice Rhino's channel over on the Watering Hole and check it out over there, and that would help you avoid that problem.
Apparently.
Yeah, like look, this is the best endorsement I can give you. Vice Rhino is less lazy than I am, and therefore has made things look more aesthetically pleasing on his end.
Have I though?
I mean, this instance,
I don't have design sense. I don't know what this is in response to, but KC says, I love it when you call me Big Papa. So, okay there, Big Papa.
I don't know what that's in response to either, and I feel uncomfortable now.
I'm looking at the chat. It doesn't even look like it's in response to anything in the chat.
It's just there. Casey's just there.
I feel like John got a hold of her phone or something. Daddies, have you kissed and made up yet? I don't know. Were we fighting?
Were we?
I think we did a fake fight in the middle of a stream once.
I think so. I don't even remember when that was.
I don't know.
I don't think
we both have ADHD. We don't remember what we're mad about. So yes.
ADHD is the best therapy.
Yeah.
Forgive and forget, and forget.
We don't need to forgive. We just forget.
It just goes away.
Oh,
Jack Bull says, I think people just want to see y'all kiss.
Someone asked if we call you Daddy if you adopted us. John said it's Papa. Yeah, my kids call me Papa. Yes. So yeah, that's. I still don't. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Context. What is context?
I don't know. I'm still not seeing that context, but whatever. The YouTube chat's weird.
Although, because of this happening, of course, my YouTube feed's been throwing me a bunch of was Harry Potter ever good type of videos lately. And it's been...
I do enjoy those.
It's been fun to go down them.
Every now and then the algorithm sends them to me, and it's always like the same 10 or 12 videos. And I always watch them. And it's because, that's the thing. I did enjoy Harry Potter when I read them. I enjoyed the movies. I still enjoy the movies. I just don't I still enjoy the movies, but I own them on DVD, and my kids have orders that if they ever want to watch them, they watch them on the DVD. They don't stream it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah. And we have the books, and we have a copy of the books that are older than my YouTube channel.
Yeah, my books are the ones from when I was a kid.
Yeah, so we don't buy new books. We just reread the ones that we have.
Yeah, you just make sure that none of your money is going to her.
Yeah. So like, yeah, and I know like my couple cents that she would have gotten out of me is not gonna make even the slightest dent in her thing, but like I enjoyed the books, but like on rereading them and re-listening to them, it's like, yeah, no, there are a lot of plot holes. There are a lot of things that don't make sense. She was very clearly responding to fans pointing out plot holes in like there's like a 2-book delay in when like there's a problem, and then when the book after the problem book comes out, people will point out the problem, and then the next one she tries to fix it. Like that's what happened with the time turners. Like
they had to get written out.
Hermione has time turners, and then the next book that come out, like they just suddenly aren't in the plot anymore, and so fans start wondering, like, hey, like you introduced this very, very powerful plot device that could just solve everything immediately. What happened to those? I'm like, oh, they were all on one table that got knocked over.
They were all in the Department of Mysteries,
yeah,
and they have all been destroyed.
And then, of course, as Fennec is pointing out, we can't avoid the fact that she named the black man Shacklebolt.
Kingsley Shacklebolt. Yeah, there's a
also
the
Cho Chang.
Cho Chang.
Like it's actually two last names or two first names.
I want to say the Japanese woman, but then I realize I probably should be saying the Chinese woman, and then I remember maybe it's more accurate to say the Korean woman, but I have no idea because J.K. Rowling doesn't even know what fucking race she was. She just knows, oh yeah, Asian.
If there would be like, fuck, I was going to make a joke about if there was an Irish character, he would have been named Potatoes O'Malley. But, like, no, there was an Irish character. His name was Seamus Finnegan, which is, like, the most Irish stereotypical name that you could go with. Yeah, and then, like, all the different castles are, like, basically named Magic Castle, using Google Translate to put it into their language. And sometimes not even the right language.
Or the fact that for Africa, all of Africa, the entire continent of Africa has one wizarding school for all of Africa.
But then just the UK gets its own wizarding school. Yep.
So the thing is, I will say this in terms of Harry Potter. I still very much enjoy.
I didn't make that connection either. The Irish character was the one that kept blowing shit up.
Explosives. Yep. Yeah. So I still love Harry Potter. I love the story. I love the characters. I love the books, and I have a passing enjoyment for most of the movies. I think that the first 2 movies were really good, and then the third movie went a little off the rails, but it did really well with like its weird musical segments. And then I stopped liking the movies more and more because as the books got thicker, but the length of the movies remained the same, the amount of things that I wanted to see from the books just didn't start getting put into the movies at all. But either way, I think my love for that series has moved from something that I revere as like legitimately good writing to this is shit, and I recognize that it's shit. And I like it despite it being shit. And in some cases, maybe because it's shit. Because there's fun conversations to be had about
absolutely.
how
she dealt with slavery?
How you mean didn't deal with slavery.
Yeah.
Oh, and
actively made fun of the one abolitionist.
How the slavery subplot was removed from the movies.
Yeah.
The spew thing didn't even happen in the movies.
Minimized.
No,
in the movies, they actually made it worse because they acknowledge that the house elves are slaves, and then none of the characters advocate for their freedom.
Yeah, when I'm saying removed, I mean spew was removed.
Yeah, I know. But for some reason, Japan and Korea have the same wizarding school. Yeah, there's all sorts of problems with the map that she drew up.
But like, there's a lot of shows, there's a lot of things that I realize that I like despite some of it being just kind of shit, right? Like Pokemon's in that same realm where outside of like game 5, the storytelling in Pokemon is always legitimately some of the most awful RPG storytelling you can ever have. But I still enjoy it despite that. I think it's a big part of my childhood, and I still return to a lot of those stories. And I still like those characters.
Strongest storyline in Pokemon by far is N64 Pokemon Snap.
No, No, no. Funnily enough, I actually started replaying Pokemon Snap a few months ago. I got my N64 upscaler and just started going to town. But no, like in Pokemon Black, there's legitimately a Nazi-esque organization that is modeled after PETA that is actively trying to stop people from training Pokemon because they think it's a full-on animal rights issue. And they will literally, like, they'll gather people
Are they
up
wrong, though?
That's the thing that makes it fun. Like, they'll literally gather people up in cities and hold rallies, like actual fucking rallies, trying to drum up support for their organization. And the one member of the organization you have the most interaction with, N, he doesn't use Pokemon to battle you that he's had for any amount of time. He'll literally go around the area, select the Pokemon he wants to use, he'll fight you with those Pokemon, and then immediately release them back into a wild. Like, he actually is very consistent with his beliefs, even though he comes around the other side and realizes he was wrong. But he's decently consistent with his beliefs, and I feel like he's a terrifying character too.
That'd be like the equivalent of like still forcing chickens to do cockfighting, but just like letting them go after they're done their fight.
It's
like cockfighting's still wrong.
But so the thing is, you got to remember, in Pokemon, the only way that you can do physical violence for the most part is with Pokemon for one reason or another. So it's like that, but like if the only way you had to defend yourself was a gun, and you hated guns and you fought against guns all the time, but you happened to grab a gun to defend yourself because you needed to. And then you immediately discarded it. It's kind of how it's framed in there. And in the sequel, it's the only Pokemon game that ever actually got a legitimate sequel. In the sequel, you can find the Pokemon he released in the wild, just randomly as your encounters. Like, it is the most in-depth Pokemon's ever been in terms of what they've tried to do for their story. And the actual villain, because he's the foil, basically. He was a kid who was brought up to believe all these things. It goes into how like childhood brainwashing is bad, indoctrination is bad, religious fervor is bad. Like, that's all the messaging in Pokemon Black and White. Later on in the Pokemon series, the villain from that game, Gestus, when he comes back for one other game for one moment, he just straight up beats a child. Like, he just straight up just engages in physical child abuse. So they're just like, no, this dude is a fascist on every level, and he's bad. And these are all the bad things he does, which Pokemon typically doesn't do.
Okay.
So
I'm going to say, because we were talking about Pokemon, when you said he straight up beats a child, I'm like, he beats a child in a Pokemon battle.
No,
like, nope.
Backhands Lily.
I was going to make a joke about that. How it sounded like you mean he beats up an actual child, but I'm like, nope, that is what you meant. So that's not a joke.
No, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, he pops through a dimensional wormhole and physically assaults a child, a little 12-year-old girl. And afterwards, Culrus, a person who in the main timeline was a underworker of his, but hated him the entire time, just goes, man, in every dimension, you're just a terrible asshole, and proceeds to beat Gestus. That time with Pokemon, but, the physical assault of the child happened first.
Yeah.
The Shadow Wolf says they had Pokemon Maga. Yes. Team Galactic, or not Team Galactic, that is Team Plasma. Team Plasma are Pokemon Maga. In the sequel, you can actually find the reformed members of Team Plasma that are just like, no, my ideology was fucked up. I was a very bad person. I'm trying to make amends now. Like, it's a fascinating case study for how to do one of those game stories, and they have just never done anything like that ever again.
Okay. Let's move on from Pokemon now, since I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I've played like maybe 3 Pokemon games in my life, and I don't remember any of them.
Oh, sad.
So, yeah, no, there was like one on Game Boy that I played for a while, and there was Pokemon Snap, and then I tried that Pokemon AR game.
Oh, Pokemon Go?
That's the one. I tried that one. I caught a Squirtle while I was on the toilet, which I thought was funny. And then I was like, what is this?
Me and Saki have actually been playing Pokemon Go just out at various locations in Georgia for exercise.
Yeah, no. My partner and I do the New York Times games, and the mini crossword, the one that times you and you're supposed to race it. We always like try and beat each other on that one. And I found out that while I was at the at BajaCon, I found out that Hemant Mehta actually, like, he writes New York Times crossword puzzles sometimes, so he also does the mini occasionally.
Oh,
so now I'm like,
neat.
before I start doing a puzzle and be like, oh, this one's stupid, this one's dumb, or whatever, I'm gonna have to actually like look at the name now and be like, am I calling Hemant Mehta dumb when I?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, apparently my my nerd card got revoked.
So revoke Sierra's nerd card. I mean, so Vice Rhino is a little older than me, though. Like, I was in the prime generation to get like caught up in Pokemon.
No, I have not watched Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist is very much worth the watch. The original series to a lesser degree, but there's a lot of commentary on world religion in both the original series and Brotherhood.
I started watching the new live action Avatar thing.
I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
It's better than M. Night Shyamalan. Better than that
that's
version.
That's not saying much.
I know.
I'm actually kind of surprised at just how bad the acting in it is.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's not just that it's bad. Like, I think it's a directing problem rather than an acting problem, because it is so consistently bad. Like, all of the people are bad in the exact same way. It's not just like this person overacts and this person underacts and this person doesn't know what to do in this situation. It's just, they are all like, just the deliveries and everything are just like a little bit off in like the same way all the time. So I feel like
how it's like how with the original Resident Evil, the issue wasn't the random people they grabbed off of the street to do the acting. The issue from the top to the bottom was that it was a bunch of Japanese directors directing a bunch of Americans, asking them to talk more American. Like they had no idea how to make the delivery sound right for the people that they were having speak.
Yeah, it could be something like that. I don't know, but yeah, they're saying the OG show is so much better. I'm sure it is. I don't know. My partner's seen the OG show, and she's like, "Yeah, this one's okay." Although I'm pretty sure she's of the opinion that the OG is also better. Why are you disappointed in me? That I haven't seen the... Okay, so yeah, she's now revoking my nerd card too.
Yep, no, I agree. That's the right thing to do here. Now, Avatar is one of those shows that, like, when you finish watching it, you're kind of upset that you didn't watch it sooner. I waited several years to watch it, and I was upset that I hadn't.
As long as I'm pissing off all the weebs, I also didn't really like Cowboy Bebop.
That's just you not having taste. That's just you not having taste. I can't fix that. I mean, lobotomies exist, but that's still not going to fix that.
I don't know. Maybe it takes a lobotomy to enjoy Cowboy Bebop. Oh, good. I'm not the only one. Tasha also bounced off Cowboy Bebop.
Tasha also has bad taste.
And I'm officially a boomer, apparently.
Man, now I'm interested to see what would happen if we sat you in front of Kill la Kill.
Oh, I don't know. I'd probably kill myself.
I should have seen that coming. I really should have seen that coming.
Okay, shall we continue doing what we're ostensibly here to do?
Sure, why not? We'll try.
Oh, Justice says I'd get horny, so maybe I do want to watch it.
Up until a certain scene with a certain character's mother.
At which point I'll never be horny again?
It's more that there's so the concept in Kill la Kill is that clothing is power. Various types of clothing give you certain abilities, powers, etc. And certain characters get very, very sexualized. I don't want to explain the reason for it because it's a legitimate plot point. And then you find out that one of the characters who is almost always shown in a very negative light, it turns out they're just a repeated over and over and over victim of sexual assault. And like 90% of the way they operate is entirely because of that. And it reframes a lot of how you've you've looked at her, it starts to make you feel a little weird and wrong.
Okay.
And it's done very, very well because the character that causes the problems is legitimately like batshit evil insane. So just add sexual assault to one of the terrible things she has done.
Conton says if you're talking about the live Cowboy Bebop, you're not missing anything. I didn't even know there was a live one. That sounds like a horrible show to try and make live.
Yeah.
Why would anyone even attempt that? Like I don't like Cowboy Bebop. I didn't get into it, but I can see the appeal. I understand the appeal, but like I feel like live action would just ruin that. And Jess is saying there is no live action Cowboy Bebop, and also capitalism. Capitalism is the answer.
I think Jess is trying to gaslight themselves into believing there was never a live adaptation of Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
We live in happier times if those times don't include the live action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. Oh, you're sending me pictures. God damn it.
So that is the Pokemon named Gumshoes, and it just looks like Donald Trump. And for some reason, in the original design for Gumshoes, part of his ear is missing.
Now I have to put this on the frickin' stream. I hate it when you do this to me.
Nakibri, thank you for that. What did they mean by this? What did they mean when they cut off part of Gumshoe's ear from the Trump Pokemon?
Yeah, it is striking how very, very accurate this depiction is.
It's even got the stance.
Yeah.
It's even got the standing stance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's got a bigger nick out of his ear than Trump got.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we exaggerate things in media sometimes, especially in animated media. Axel says, I saw that as an ear nick. What did they mean by this? Gumshoes even looks like it would call me a slur. Oh my god.
It does. Yeah.
He's got that face of, let me tell you about gender.
Yep. Naramdaput says, oh, Gungans are Jar Jar Binks. I feel like most Gungans would resent that.
Yeah, probably. Unless he actually turned out to be a Sith Lord.
I mean, that forgive this comparison in advance, but that would be like saying all black people are like O.J. Simpson. I feel like no.
No. I feel like that's something you would have to do with like a middle-aged white woman who had no access to social media and only ever lived in like a very white suburb where you're just having to casually explain what a black person is.
So
and you're just grasping for any example you possibly can have.
So like Donald Trump? Except woman? Like Rule 63 Donald Trump?
Donald Trump except woman. I'll pass. Especially after hearing the ways that he talks about women, even now, when he was in his interview with Elon. Dear God, the dude makes me feel gross when he talks.
I didn't listen to that interview. I didn't want to. Yeah, well.
It's weird hearing him simp for Kamala Harris. It's very weird.
I mean, oh, yeah, where he was talking about how attractive she is.
Yeah.
It was like confusing her with his wife.
It's like, she's not definitely not Melania attractive, but hey, you know, giggle, giggle. Just shut the fuck up. Your opponent.
He's the guy who said he'd date his daughter if she wasn't his daughter. Like, no, gross.
Yeah. Like, my guy, I don't think you understand what a power dynamic is. I don't think you have even the first clue about what that thing is and how many ways you want to violate them.
You got trans... I thought those were kangaroos, but they look like they might be cats. So, trans kitties?
Like trans kitties.
Trans pussy. Hulk Hogan in the chat.
Hulk Hogan,
Smash
my
that
pussy, brother.
Smash that pussy, brother. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so very, very sorry.
You want to know why they call it a handlebar mustache, brother?
Shut her down. Tweets is over. We're done. That was a visual none of us needed. God damn it.
I think I scarred Jack and Quill in my chat.
God damn it. Sean Helfin says, now I'm getting the squirt gun out. You pound that pussy, brother, you'll see the squirt gun. Yeah, Jess says, I hope you're proud of yourself. No, I'm absolutely not proud of myself. Thank you very much.
I am. I'm proud enough for the both of us.
Okay. Rosina.
Have you seen Trump?
Rosina says $10 to stop doing that. Oh. Mark Fernkoff says, my girlfriend just searched the interwebs to find out what the bottom of Rhino's shirt says. LMAO. Yeah, so it's not a dad bod, it's a father figure. Yeah, I like this shirt.
Brother.
Stop it. Stop. Fennec, get the spray bottle.
You got paid $10 to stop. I didn't.
Someone redeem an uwu.
Uwu? It'll never happen.
Ooh, small beans, little babies.
Uwu? Uwu.
Sometimes I pull on it so hard, I rip the skin.
I'm sure you do.
I shouldn't have access to a soundboard.
No, you shouldn't, but we're here anyway. Please don't tell me that I just came.
That one's my favorite, but I couldn't remember what button it was on.
Go ahead, me. Finish the sentence. Sylvie says, sorry, what's with the brother thing? It's
no, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
There's too many layers of lore for that right now. Fennec the Rabbit, I swear to God, thank you for 50,000 channel points. Please, I want you to sit inside boiling water. Ooh.
Ooh. This counts as a hat, right?
Stop fielding my calls.
I'm not fielding any calls. I can't fucking see them.
Get it? Because you were wearing a Michael mask?
Yeah, no, that wasn't on long enough to count, so I'll do the fascinator. But
Ran the Fool says Full Metal Alchemist also has an interesting version of God. I love God in Full Metal Alchemist. He's a smarmy bitch.
I mean, he's a smarmy bitch in Christianity as well.
Yeah, it's true. I don't understand. I just wanted to understand you. Yeah.
Oh, Fennec says 11 of the 12 oohs yesterday were from one person. My God.
Yeah, it was Ravi. So the backstory on that is a while ago I set it to where not only could people do the channel point redeems, but also if somebody sent in $100, then that would translate into that as well. And then I got my power bill of $1,200. I tried to have a word with my power company after that, and they were like, nope, we can't take your call right now. Sorry, didn't even get a we'll call you back later or anything. Just we can't take your call right now. So one of my moderators sent in a donation to cover the power bill, which is very wonderful for right now, but it also means that I'm going to get fucked on my power bill next month as well. So I am going to have some conversations with Georgia Power about how the fuck did you calculate $600 to $700 for one of my months plus the $550 from the previous month? How is that what you calculated? In what fucking world? So,
yeah.
Oh, it is close to 10 o'clock, isn't it? Hi, Growlithe.
Someone in my chat gave a 15-minute warning. Yeah, there we go. Reploid 404 said 15-minute warning for puppy.
Yep, and she is doing the thing.
He's doing the thing.
Come on.
12 minutes early.
Come on.
Bye, Growlithe.
Let's go.
Holy shit. Nova I have 252.7 thousand points on Ceres' channel, so I can redeem so many uwus. Why don't you save him up for a new wook? I don't know what that is. I want to see him have to do one. That would be funny. Let's see. What can I talk about while I'm waiting for what's-his-face to get back? He got rid of the new wook redeem? Has anyone redeemed it? What was it? Oh my god, how do you guys have so much... How do you guys have so many points on his channel? You just never redeem anything? I keep forgetting that Growlithe isn't an actual Growlithe. Yeah, no, she looks like it. Oh, through subathons? And haven't redeemed in ages. Okay, yeah, I guess a subathon. But, like, it's like, what, 10 points every, like, 15 minutes or something? That's still a lot of stuff. Do you just, like, leave him playing in the background on your computer when you're not even there? 1 to 1.5 uwus per subathon. That's an interesting way of measuring things. It's like how people measure distance in time. What do you mean, yes? You say that as if I don't also measure distance in time. It's the around the corner part that we disagree on. It's not just around the corner. Okay. I don't know what to do by myself anymore. Can you believe I used to do tweets all by myself? And now I'm just like, I don't have someone to talk to on the stream, so what do I do? Do you want to show the chat your little bears? Okay. All by myself. That's actually a song that my partner sings to me anytime I have to, like, leave the house. That's a good point, Tasha. I'm not actually doing tweets while he's gone. I'm waiting for him to get back, so it's like, nope. How do I fill time until he's done with Growlithe?
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back. You ready to keep...
I am here.
You ready to keep doing your job, you lazy motherfucker?
Oh, okay. No.
Okay. Someone redeemed a hydrate.
On that note, I now have a PB&J sandwich.
Sammy time. Okay, before we get into the tweets proper, I do have just one...
Rolf, I swear to fucking God.
What?
Oh, fine. What? And Lunar Muse is... what is wrong with every single one of you?
They were all... Do it.
You know how long it takes to get 50,000 channel points?
Do you know... Okay, they were all sharing with me their balances in channel points. Do you know how many of your people have, like, multiple hundreds of thousands of channel points saved up right now that are watching my stream?
I don't understand what is wrong with each and every one of these people. I would like them to seek Christ or something. I don't know.
Jew-woos Christ?
No, the sandwich doesn't taste anywhere near as good now. After hearing that.
Jesus uwu Christ. Oh, I just realized that this stream is not going to be monetized, nor is this clip of the stream.
It's far enough inside the stream. It might make it.
It might be. You know what? I found that it's the YouTube thing is very forgiving. If on the self-report thing, you basically just tell it you've done the first level of everything.
That's what I do.
Yeah, like they're not going to penalize you for reporting.
I'm kind of a naughty boy.
Yeah, because they're not gonna like penalize you for lying about, like, if you say that you talked a little bit about sex but you actually didn't talk about sex at all, they're not going to penalize you for saying you talked a little bit about sex but it's still monetizable.
Mhm.
The penalization only goes the other way around. So this way you can say, like, whatever it comes back as, you can say, like, oh no, I did report that, so you can still trust my reporting. We just disagree about the severity.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how you hack that system. You just tell it you do everything.
How to game YouTube in 2024 with Viced Rhino. Probably. I don't know.
You make really long videos because apparently people fall asleep, and then that makes the watch time metric go up, and so YouTube is like, oh, people really like watching this one. So then it sends your video to all the sleeping people. I had mixed feelings when I found out that that's why long videos actually do better than short videos, because like I started doing my video combinations or whatever, and I started seeing like, oh, these things are actually like really popular. Like even now, like it's been out for several months and it's still like consistently in like some of my most popular content for the last 28 days. I'm like, wow, people really love this. And then I saw that Spiffing Brit video that explained it, and it was just like, aw, now I'm kind of sad.
So my friend Ant Dude actually like capitalized on that on his channel really well. He already has like 20 to 30 minute long videos to begin with, but when he started getting those videos combined, he'd be like all of his videos on Mario, all of his videos on Kirby, and he put them on a secondary channel called Ant Snooze.
I might try something like that, because I thought about that. I'm like, I could just do like a supercut of all my Matt Powell videos. That would be like, God damn it, I've spent way too much time on this fucking kid. Like there's probably like maybe 40 hours of content that I have just on Matt Powell. My God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have contemplated something like that, but that I didn't think of second channel. I was like, oh, I'd do a main channel thing. But
man, I could probably get about like an 8-hour video done of Matt Walsh, just of how often I've had to cover him.
yeah.
Man, but would I even title one if I did it on Caitlin Bennett? She fell off of being relevant like really hard.
Oh yeah, was she the one that like pooped herself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's poop lady.
Okay. It's kind of sad that that's the thing that makes her stand out in my mind, because I don't remember anything else that she did other than she was a right-wing piece of shit.
She used to be Gun Girl. That was like what everybody called her at first.
But now all of the women Republicans are Gun Girl now.
Yep. Or that one Valentina Gomez, I think is her name, the politician that
Was she the one that like took the flamethrower to the books that we covered a little while ago?
She took the flamethrower to the books, but did you watch her other political advertisements?
I have heard of them.
She would just like be jogging with a bulletproof vest on and just be like, vote for me, don't be weak and gay.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. And then
Okay.
and then after she came in 8th out of 10, a bunch of like videos came out of her like using angry slurs.
Yep. She also apparently staged an entire thing where she did a To Catch a Predator thing, and I couldn't find any like arrest records or any information that showed that it was real. It seemed like it was all actors the entire time. It's all posturing, from top to bottom.
Yep. Yep.
Also, real quick, Dead Domain, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you coming in and bringing your chat over here. Crow in here is saying, wait, Viced Rhino, oh my God. Yeah, Viced Rhino's here every Wednesday. We do a thing every Wednesday. Also, making fun of people on Twitter.
Also, we're probably done with the Hulk Hogan with the pussy jokes.
Are we?
Probably, I said.
Now that you've brought them back up, hey, there's 72 people here who
that
obviously
they have not heard your Hulk Hogan.
We're not present for it. Crove is saying Hulk Hogan with a never mind. Okay, so the quick and dirty version of it is Andrew Tate was
quick and dirty, brother.
Andrew Tate, who's a piece of shit, ended up being like trans positive once on accident by being a misogynist. What he said, would you fuck a trans woman who was a 10 out of 10, or would you try only to fuck a cis woman who happened to be a 2 out of 10? And his examples was Hulk Hogan with a pussy or Megan Fox with a penis. And then he said with Megan Fox, you could just scoot it. Like that was his actual statement, is you could just scoot the dick. So there was a whole tirade here about Hulk Hogan with a pussy. And so we've got pound me, brother. You don't know why it's called a handlebar mustache yet. So that's where we're at. That's
Yep.
where we're at.
You're not getting any new follows off of that raid.
Nope. Except for Robo Twilight and Pirate Fishy Flesh and Nelson JD and Corrupted Scarecrow and Juliana.
Oh, shut up.
And Crunky Brewster.
Unfollow
and
now. Unfollow now. You've heard the Hulk Hogan thing.
Unfollow because of the Hulk Hogan thing. Pirate Fishy says, does he have a handlebar mustache below too?
That's how you find the clit. The clit is the nose in that scenario.
Oh, God.
Oh. Dino Kaz says, that's some hulking good pussy. No, I was just going to go off on a tangent about how one of the reasons my partner is convinced that I have autism is because I like mechanisms and spending, like I'm playing with a screw in a thing on my headphone holder as we speak, and I have like one of those little twisty things on my desk that, like,
I have no idea what you're talking about with 3D printed fidget toys.
Yeah, no, it's one of those little things. Yep. Yeah,
I love those things.
Yeah, these things are great. I play with it all the time, and
I need to make one for me.
Yeah, no, so that's one of the reasons that she is convinced that I have autism is because, or that I am autistic, because I am obsessed with like mechanisms and gears, but like projectors. Like I would like I love old timey projectors. Just like watching how they work and seeing all the little mechanisms working together and the timing and how the little shutter thing has to get, like, oh, love that shit. Fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
And anytime I'm thinking, like, if this is me being autistic, then like society exists because of autistic people. Because like,
this is one of the reasons why trying to cure autism sounds so nightmarishly stupid.
Can you imagine a neurotypical person getting that into just a thing that spins a little bit so that they can figure out how to make a fucking clock? Have you ever looked at the fucking gears that are in a clock? Like one of the old school pendulum clocks?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, those things are so intricate, and like all the different gear ratios that have to be happening. Like, oh my God, it's beautiful.
Just watching Rhinotism.
Yeah, exactly.
Rhinotism.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. Yeah, and then we got the good Uno reverse, where vaccines don't cause autism. Autism causes vaccines.
It's true.
Yeah.
Naked
Olympics are best at Olympics says, I'm autistic and ADHD. You're definitely one of us. Yeah, so my partner pegged me as autistic. Well, you can just clip. My partner pegged me. So yeah, she pegged me as autistic within, like, by our third date or something. And while I do not have an official diagnosis, I now have one child that is diagnosed autistic and another child that is going through the process of becoming diagnosed autistic. And since there is a very, very strong genetic component to autism, like it's not a sure thing that I am autistic, but it's very likely. So
the magic 8-ball agrees.
Yeah, like, and at this point, at this stage in my life, there's not really any benefit that I would get from going through the diagnostic process.
Yeah.
So there's no real point in me getting an official diagnosis. So it's just self-diagnosis at this point, which that can be problematic as fuck.
But at this point, we can say you are autistic enough for you.
Well, I also, like, I am diagnosed with ADHD, and there's a very strong correlation.
There's a strong correlation between those.
So, yeah, the numbers are such that I'm at a point where it's like, do I need to fight against this? Or do I just accept my fate?
One of them. I say only because I too have not been diagnosed.
Yeah. Okay. So Trump somehow sent us on a autism rant.
He did. He sent us on a journey of self-discovery about autism.
Yeah. Ooh, ripping a check out of a checkbook. Are we talking about stims and things that we just love doing? Because, like, yeah, that's a good one.